Here is Barkley, left side, big hole, Saquon Barkley! Uh-oh! Barkley! Goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47!
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you had 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Karras the snap, Moss the block. Burrow going deep, he's got him! Touchdown! Ja'Marr Chase!
LeBron leaked out, they didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in! Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer! 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts.
Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown.
Timeout, SGA. Probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Hit, throw. Oh, come on! Justin Jefferson, you gotta be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history.
Edwards puts up a three. It's good! Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore!
Is it Brandon? Giannis says no. Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside. At both ends.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the sharp side. As always, we will recap yesterday first. 2-2 on the show. I had a late ad of Denny Advia. It actually had life towards the end. But he had 23, I think, in the first quarter, and I think he finished with 30 or 31. I also added a builder parlay late in the Discord. That cashed. J Huff, PR unders, Giannis under his rebounds, Wendell Carter under his rebounds. That cashed, no problem. Null cashed, Giannis cashed. LaMelo hooked and he's banned. It's not his fault. It's the coaching staff's fault. I'm done with LaMelo. And then De'Aaron Fox hooked. So the reads were good. The two reads that we missed were good, just barely lost. LaMelo was honestly like, that's a coaching staff issue, and I'll no longer add LaMelo to my slips. That being said, I have been very active this morning. I have 3 straights. Oh, no, wait. There's more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 straights and a lotto. And we'll get to each of those while we are here on stream. Got Chalk Exchange in the building with us this morning. Chalk, what's going on, man?
Good morning. I'm not gonna be here long, so I'll try to make it as efficient as possible. Run through the games as quickly as I can with you. But last night was a good night for us over here in the Chalk community.
Hey, I got something I got to tell you.
All right, is it Denny?
No.
Was it a Denny conversation?
I would have played Luka a little differently. I like that you did that, I was going to DM this to you beforehand. I'm not just like saying this because it would have hit, but if I were you, I would have just took his straight line under 35.5 and had about a 5-point middle there.
Okay. I see that.
And that's something I actually do quite often. I don't run parlays as long as you do, but I'll run like a 3-leg 25 plus each guy. And I actually did this last night with LaMelo with one of my buddies. I ran Igor 10, Trey Johnson 10, Luka 25. And then we ran the under 35.5 pregame and hit both sides of it. That doesn't always work, but I think what you were trying to do yesterday was reduce risk, guarantee profit, right?
Exactly. So you're talking about the parlay I ran, not the show. Okay. Yeah. So the parlay I had was down to Luka 30 plus. We moved into that after Giannis got 25. He actually ended up with 31, I think. I kind of turned the game off after he got that, just because he subbed out with like 3 minutes to go and came back in. Big sweat there.
Yeah, I had his under 10.5 rebounds, and he finished right with 10. So that was a sweat.
Yeah. His minutes are worth monitoring for sure, but he's ramping up a little bit. So we did have a couple minutes before Luka came with the tip off. We had a 10-1 relying on Luka's 30 plus. I recommended my winnings would have been 2.65 units. I put a quarter unit on it just because I was reduced that based on boosts available to me, which I like to do when I have alt lines. Is I always want to boost it by that 50%. So I recommended taking under 30.5 Luka points. One, because it was plus money. We already had the 30 plus, so 30 would have been right on the number. The odds of that happening probably slim to none. Trying to get that. So I had a boost available, plus 194 under 30.5, and I boosted to plus 210 or 214. So I put based on my other straight that had lost prior to that, which was Donovan Clingan over 1.5 blocks. I got that money back, and I made sure I profited on the parlay if it won. And the biggest thing is making sure I didn't lose money on the night. So I did come out ahead. So I see both sides of it for sure, but I opted for the plus money option with the off chance of the 30 plus or the 30 ball being exactly 30.
I don't think either of those are wrong either. It's just like a preference thing at that point, right?
For sure. But I wasn't gonna. So given the way my night went, I wasn't gonna put up more units to essentially hedge. When I could just put up less units and guarantee a winning night regardless.
Yep.
So that was my thought process. If it was a winning night beforehand, then I would have went under 37.5 or something like that, and just created a huge middle for myself and reduce the win on the parlay with a big middle.
No, I 100% understand. And yeah, that's just a preference thing. I think regardless, the hedge, ARB, however you want to look at it, was the right play. Especially because, bro, I mean, it was a 6-leg parlay. You said, what, 10-1? Like, that's really hard to win. So why not guarantee something there?
Yeah, it was that's kind of like what I post on the timeline, just because of the higher chance of hitting. And I'll always boost those plays. You won't see it with regular odds. Like, I'm not betting minus 260s on the regular and putting them as lays. But if you tap in to the community, we do have straights on the daily as well. I'll run through those real quick. Yesterday, Andrew Nembhard over points and assists hit. The Wizards net game was interesting. Igor went over his 1.5 threes. He didn't take as many shots overall as I thought he would. Daron Sharp
finished with exactly 10 points because I had him at.
He did.
Yeah,
he did. Daron Sharp is a per 36 monster for them when he gets the opportunity. I think that's worth monitoring as you kind of see that Nets roster being depleted in the future. Trey Johnson deserves more shots. We all know that. Marvin Bagley's PRs off the bench continue to be a wagon, but I didn't bet that. As I go through these games one by one, again, I'm not going to take too long. Nuggets, Cavs, I skipped entirely. Hawks, Knicks. I had the double-double for Jalen Johnson delay. Triple-double is never a bad option. I went with Nall's 3 threes. I've been burned on his 3.5 a lot, but the 2.5 number when it was available, which it probably won't be for a while now, has been cashing. So that's my sweet spot with Nall. I didn't take anything on the Knicks side. I did like Deuce McBride in that game. Magic Bulls, Paolo's points and rebounds continue to be a hammer. Hornets, Bucks. Khan can find his spot. We've talked about this a lot. Khan is an all-around
precursor. I'm on him today. So
okay. He's really good at just being an all-around high IQ basketball player. Can get into a spot. He rebounds all right, and he does dish pretty well when he has the opportunity to do so. He's obviously the second or third ball handler at most times in that game. Zion, not much to be said about that. Got to the rack whenever he won it last night when the Pelicans were depleted. Suns Kings was Suns Kings. I got hooked on Mark Williams double. Thunder Warriors. We talked about that on this show yesterday. Decided to stay off of it. It was just a nasty game overall. Not much to be said about either of those teams at this point. The Thunder are dominant. The Warriors sat everybody. Lakers Grizzlies kind of interesting. I think it went on a little bit too long for the Grizzlies there. Jalen Wells, really bad shooting night. Santi still playing 30 minutes off the bench. And Luka with 20 free throw attempts. He hit 1 3 and had 34 points. So that's kind of my takeaways last night. And Jake LaRavia, I know we were getting into the depths last night talking about that Lakers-Grizzlies game, but that was a revenge game, and he showed up, man. There's no way I was putting my money on him, but he was definitely there. That's what I got. Probably won't be around too much today as I got to head out to some obligations, but excited about this slate. There's a couple games that I like, but I'll let you take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually, there's not a lot of, I think there's one spread that's double digits today. So I think there's 8 games, 7 of them should be decent. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into today. Quick recap of yesterday from both of us. Minnesota at Miami. Let me think. I've almost bet this. Where is he? There are 24.5s in the market. DraftKings 125. Looks like they're actually dying out. Norman Powell under 24.5 points is definitely a lean of mine. He has cooked in the last 4, so I'm not just running this blindly, but oh, no, I'm sorry. I want to go without Hero with Hawkes. It's a 48% win rate. He's got some games where he's excelled, some games where he struggled. Minnesota's number 1 versus spot up, aren't they?
I don't even have all my apps open right now.
Yeah, they are number 1 versus spot up. I really lean under this Norman Powell 24.5. Haven't got there yet. I want to run Bam under 16.5 points. Every time I do, he scores 20 plus. And a lot of the times I've ran this, it's been at 18.5. So I'm cool off of Bam, but I would lean under the points. I would lean under the rebounds as well, 9.5. But as you can see here, he's cooked. It's a difficult matchup today, but I'm not going to fade him based off the difficult matchup because I've done that previously and it's burnt me. So nothing for me there with Bam. Khalil Ware's threes might be interesting today. Honestly, that price tells me that they're worried about it as well. I actually don't know if I like it at that price.
Are they playing him at the 4 or the 5? I guess my question is Rudy going to be on him?
I think Rudy guards him and Randall guards Bam.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like his threes. I'm not paying the price, though. If I were to take it, and I do say this a lot, I'll just take the 3+ threes. But I like Davion's assist. I know you just kind of scrolled over that. Yep. Davion's assist is a look for me.
This is the one that was sticking out for me this morning, the over. I do really like Norman Powell's under points, but Mitchell's assist. And to be fair, this has been a wagon for me this year. I'm definitely up a couple units betting this already.
Mm-hmm.
They are 9th in assists allowed per game. I think he's closer to the 28, 7+ minutes. We've got 33, 31, 19, 29, 20. Yeah, see, these 27s is what I see his floor being, unless it gets super out of hand or something, right? Man,
I can't really see that between both teams. They're both pretty unreliable.
I know.
So I think I'm there with you on Davion's assist if you can run that. I like the 6.5. You're kind of paying.
I think I'm going to run it right now. I'm not going to risk to win a unit, though. I'm just going to risk a unit.
Okay.
I think I'm going to run this right now. FanDuel 132.
I do like Edwards, RA.
Okay, that's an interesting look. Let me get this bet in, and then we'll look at it. I'm actually going to bet this for sure. Player assists, over 6.5, 132. All right, Davian, don't let me down. All right, yep, just 1 unit of risk. Why don't you talk about Anthony Edwards while I get this play out?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's data supporting it, but you're looking at last year. I just think it's the matchup with how Spo's going to defend him. I think he's gone under in every game he's played against Miami on his points. So he's going to have to contribute and be more active as a facilitator and rebounder. And we know that Rudy's kind of the only true good rebounder in this game. Bam's kind of soft, as we all know. And I think without Tyler on the court, it takes away another true scorer for Miami. So you have Norm, Bam, Ware, Wiggins. He gets his shots up from time to time. But I think that if Miami is going to run a pace against this team, which would kind of negate the Rudy effect, kind of get him off the floor a little bit, then I think that Edwards will have opportunities to get rebounds. And the way that Spo is going to defend him is probably trap, I would say. And he'll have to get a couple dimes out. So I want to look at his potential assists in his games against Miami, if it's even available.
14, 8, 5, and 10. 14 in that last matchup.
Is that his RA?
Those were potential assists. My apologies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I like that 9.5, but it's juiced to the under, so you might get a better price. I don't know if he comes out to 8.5. I'm definitely hitting it. I can definitely see like a 5-4 game or a 6-3 game from him on the RA. Not completely unreasonable, and I do think that he's negated as a scorer today. If you like his points, God bless you.
So you bring up a really interesting point. They do like to, and it's been less this year, but Spo's more picking his spots. They do, like completely focus on shutting down some primary scores. He's definitely in that role. Don't think I won't bet a 3.5, 160 if I think that bit should be minus 300, 400. He had 1 game at 5, but the average is 8. I would lean he's closer to 8 today. Man, but you talk about like the double teams. Like there's going to be so many kick out opportunities for his guys today.
Yeah. I like the Davion assist is definitely a play here, but the other one I'm looking at right now would be the RA for Ant.
Yeah, let me get Davion in the banner. I really like the Ant look too. All right. Yep, that's the first one released on stream. I do have a couple others, but we will get there as we go. And for some reason, Tails didn't push this through. One unit, Davion Mitchell over 6.5 assists. Let me just type in the over. All right. Anything else in this game that you liked? If not, we can move on to the Minnesota or the Atlanta game.
Not right now, but obviously, check on the timeline at Chalk Exchange on Twitter. As the day moves on, I'll get something more pure together, and I'll be releasing another NBA parlay so long as there's boost available.
What about Wiggins? Any Wiggins thoughts?
Never a Wiggins thought in my mind.
There's never a Wiggins thought in my mind. I like that.
If I'm being completely honest with you, it's not really something that crosses my mind. I do see the angle, The threes really would be intriguing to me. 14.5 points is meh. I know he's kind of cleared that number last couple games, but I hate relying because if Bam gets rolling or if Norm gets rolling, then those shots really decrease for Wiggins. It's only if in this exact scenario you like Norm's under.
Yes.
So if you like Norm's under, then you have to like Andrews over in points.
Exactly.
So I get that. I don't have a feel for Norm, and I really don't like trusting Bam in these matchups. So Wiggins is just not on my radar today, but I definitely see the opportunity for him.
I lean over Wiggins. Dante DiVincenzo is interesting. I don't know if I would go to the points and assists angle or if I would just almost go like 4+ threes and keep it moving. I think if I were to attack Dante here, I'd be more interested in his threes, 2.5 in a lay or 4+. I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities for catch and shoot off the double. Assists would be what I like
Dante. If you like the PR for Edwards, then that's the angle you go to is Dante's threes.
Okay, yeah, I'm good on this game. I mean, I think Randall could have a good game, but he's struggled in the past with or without Ant. So, and they do clog up the paint. So, if he's going to have a good game, it might be him smacking a couple threes himself. Not something I bet often, but he might be open for those looks today. Also have some Jaquez thoughts. Like, it looks green as can be, but I don't know. I don't love it. I'm sorry, without Hero. 64% hit rate. And the reason I don't like it is I'm back and forth between him and Wiggins on the over, but they both make sense with the Powell under. Edwards RAs, yeah, we like that. Jose, appreciate the like and the retweet. Let me get my like and my retweet shout-outs out, man. Shout-outs to the regulars in here on a Saturday, man. Ross, appreciate the like and the retweet. Captain Zach, Tatiana Crawford, Shakir Harris, Props.cash, Miss Herway, MRD2313, Sosa, Fast Money Prop. Make sure y'all are tapped in with the creators that are tapped in as well. Fast Money Prop, Sosa, Chalk Exchange, Ross, the Roberts, Ian. Appreciate all y'all for tapping in, man. Appreciate the likes and the retweets. Let's run it up today. So those are my thoughts in this game, but nothing else official. We can move on to the Atlanta-Toronto. I'll let you give your thoughts, and then I actually have a little bit of a lotto in this game. Country Boy, appreciate you tapping in. Tails. Chalk, you got anything, bro?
This is my first time looking at this game, so I'm just going to get raw thoughts as I kind of go along here. Literally just baseline at the injury report right now. No Podol again. Got to keep going to Scotty.
I'm glad you said that.
PR.
Triple-double.
Yeah, wouldn't even be mad at the triple-double, honestly.
That's what I'm on.
Are you really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of align in these thoughts. We talk every day, so not surprising there. Is Trey going today?
I don't know.
That changes.
I hope he does. And I'm on some Jalen Johnson stuff. I hope he does. Just, the narrative is so true at this point. Pace is going to be incredible. Offensive rating is going to be through the roof, and there will be no defense played. I love that for triple-double looks.
Oh, 100%. Really want to know if Trey's playing today. If not, then I love Dyson Daniels, RA again. Was super active last night. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the game.
The Atlanta game last night? No, I didn't.
Yeah, he was everywhere. Everywhere that Jalen Johnson wasn't.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's go look at the on-off. He's doing a lot better without Trey, obviously. Yeah, that's definitely a Trey-dependent play. I do like that. You like anything on Onyeka's threes? It's a playable number tonight.
Because he just did it.
Yeah.
Superstitions and doing this for a while. I just hate betting on a number that was just hit the prior night on like a role player. And the books are obviously adjusting to it. Again, another trade dependent number.
Right.
So that's a shot volume thing. So if you are under the impression that Trey doesn't play, there's a couple things that you can take. If you do like Trey playing today, then attack the angle of the game that way. But I think we talked about this the other night with who was, there was a guy that was out. Oh, it was AD. It was a Mavs game the other night. I think it was against the Blazers.
I think so,
Mavs versus Blazers, and we were talking about the game, and we're like, we don't know what to do with this game until we know if AD's playing, because it changes the entire script of what's going, what could
offensively,
transpire.
Defensively, all
everything. He affects the entire floor. And Trey affects the entire floor as well, negatively on the defensive end and negatively on the offensive end. So there's a lot. I hope he doesn't play, because I like this Hawks team without him. I think it's more fun for props.
Yeah, no opinion on him either way if he does or does go. Any thoughts on a quickly over? He's been cooking.
Yeah, if Trey plays, absolutely. If
honestly, yeah, his points
Dyson
over.
Daniels, then no.
Exactly. 100% agree there, bro. 100% agree there. Scotty Barnes, I'll mention it. I actually ran it twice because I ran it on FanDuel, and then MGM opened and they were way better odds. So I ran $10 is the most I can get down on the boosts. Scotty Barnes, Jalen Johnson, triple-double parlay. $10 paid out, $357 on FanDuel, and then MGM opened, and they were plus 5,000 without a boost. I had a little boost there. I think I got it up to plus 615 or 6,150. So I have a total of 0.2 units on the triple-double parlay.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. Scotty's a sweat there. Jalen Johnson's triple-double is pretty much as close as you can get to a free square with Jokic being out when you bet in that market. So I definitely love that. Love that look. The pace is going to be there. The teams are giving it up. And I'm going through this. And again, if Trey does not play, I can't preface what I'm saying enough, then I am going to bet Vitz 3 threes every game he does not play.
Yeah, no, I feel that as well. I think we had a request on a Scotty Barnes RAs. Miss Herway says Dyson Daniels assists over. Again, that's definitely a play without Trey. And then RJ.
Yeah, if you don't think he plays, then bet it no.
Exactly.
He
missed the front end of a back-to-back, though, so I kind of think he does play. He missed last game, right? Or did he play?
He didn't play last night.
Last night versus the Knicks, he didn't play. Yeah, I think he goes today.
And if he does go today, then I like Trey's double-double.
I do too. I was looking at his assists there.
It's like if and kind of thing. Yeah, this game's super interesting, like across the board. I am personally going to wait until I know if Trey's playing. And I'm not going to put myself in the business of predicting because he did sit out the front end of a back-to-back. If he played yesterday and the injury report was not out, then I would lean that he wouldn't play. Just like we see with a lot of guys throughout the league, is that they'll play the front end and not the second leg. But I really don't know what Atlanta has in store with Trey for their future. So I don't know if they're going to sit him again and preserve his health and try to bump up his trade value if that's what they're trying to do. Then
yeah, I don't know. I don't think they are. I think they're actually trying to dump like Risache, someone else, and get like a piece.
Okay.
And that's my thoughts. I think they're trying to build around Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, and Trey Young. Like Dyson Daniels is a great defender. Like you want him on your team. You
don't think Onyeka is a cornerstone of that team right now?
Given the
KP, I think KP's out.
I think they'd love to move KP, but I don't think I think it's hard because of his health.
His health isn't the thing. I think he's on the last year of his deal. That's the asset.
Okay. Mitchell Robinson, not on injury report. We're getting some New York Knicks stuff right now. Karl Anthony Towns is questionable. You got to be careful with those, though, because when I see a midday questionable tag, I'm generally like, oh, he's not playing. But if it's questionable because at midday, because they just dropped their injury report, because they were on a back-to-back, I approach it a little more cautiously. Appreciate Shorty and Reed Napper for tapping in, man. Appreciate y'all for liking the retweets. Trill DJ, appreciate you tapping in, bro. Appreciate you liking the retweet there as well, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Man, what if Mitch and Towns don't go? What's that guy's name? It won't be Yabusele. It'll be we talked about him yesterday, didn't we? You told me he was rookie.
That was the dude for Charlotte that we talked about.
Who is the third string center? Is it
Diawara?
Yes.
You're talking about?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Diawara. Yep.
If he plays, he's going to get absolutely cooked by Joel.
You're 1,000% right. I cashed on Nickeil Alexander-Walker's points over yesterday. This is another one of those things. Like if Trey doesn't go, I'll take the 20 ball. But if Trey does go, I don't want the 17.
20 points and 3 threes for Nall if Trey doesn't go.
Agreed.
That's like his floor.
Agreed. Otherwise, though, nothing official. Might be late ads in that game. Let's go ahead and go to Philly versus New York. I already bet, so I need to add it to the timeline. Maxey over 27.5 this morning. Look, it doesn't matter if Embiid plays, if Embiid doesn't play. He missed by the hook here. A couple weird matchups here. This one reduced minutes, not really mad with or without Embiid. Also because I think his usage in some of those games, they were kind of figuring each other out. If you tell me Maxey's going to have less than a 25% usage with or without Embiid, I think you're crazy. So then this season with a usage of 25% or more, he's over a 9 of 12 with Embiid. I'm sorry, that's without Embiid. With Embiid, he's over in 9 of 10. So I think usage will be through the roof. And I have him projected at like 32.3 points. So I'm not even mad at like a 30-plus small ladder look here at plus 150. And then I have another bet in this game on him. OG under 2.5 threes. This line is just like a little crazy to me. Under in 8 straight. The volume's, I mean, he has a game with 8, but the volume's not really been there. Then if you look at the head-to-head over his last 15 matchups, there's only 2 games where the volume like really worries you here. Even at 6, he's got to shoot 50%. So yeah, those are my 2 plays. I'll add those to the banner. Do you have any thoughts on those 2 or any other plays in this game?
If Embiid's going, then I'm still going to rock with his over first quarter points. It's at 5.5. That's 3 buckets and probably a foul.
Yep.
To get there. I don't know who's playing for the Knicks. So depending on that, Josh Hart's status.
I think he's out, isn't he?
Is he still out?
I think I think I read yesterday he's going to be out like another week.
Okay. We have to go back to our boy, Deuce McBride.
Yeah, I was going to say Miles McBride.
Yep.
What did he do last night? I didn't bet on him, so I didn't really pay attention.
I forget everybody calls him Miles. We know him
Miles is his first name. Deuce is what they've always called him. Yeah.
We know him as Deuce from where we're from. I think he had.
Wait, did he grow up around you?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
He was a West Virginia kid.
Yes, for sure. Are you from out this way?
Where's out that way?
I'm right near Morgantown.
No, I'm from more northeast than you.
Okay. You're northeast, but more northeast. Yeah, I'm about like
more northeast.
I'm like 40 minutes from the Coliseum.
3.5. No, 4.5 hours.
Okay, got you.
But Deuce did put up 10 threes last night. So anytime he gets that volume, I bet is over on his 3-point attempts. That was 10 of his 14 attempts came from 3. He went 1 for 4 from inside of 3. So if you're betting on him, that's where you want to go. I really like Maxey today. It's bumped up to 28.5. Really like Embiid if Mitchell doesn't go. And I think the over first quarter points is probably just an auto bet at this point. I know we mentioned it a couple times, like on the shot. So 5.5 minus 140. Don't care. Play it.
Even with Shamit back. Yeah, Deuce overs. His threes especially. I like the Deuce McBride threes over, bro. I do like that. I might run that before the end of the day. Not mad at the Embiid first quarter overs or just full game, to be honest. Like, while he's in, he gets his usage, he gets his volume, and his minutes are back, bro. Like, he's playing 30. He played 38 the other night. I can't be mad at this, especially if there's no Mitch. Is this line still there? If there's no Mitch or no Towns, he might put up 40. He might go for a season high tonight.
I did like his over points as well. And I think this is you're kind of looking at like a Maxey Embiid 30 ball each.
Exactly. And how many times have we seen that? I am not afraid to take both these guys over, especially at the prices they're at.
So, I mean, if you parlay them, it's 563 just for each. That's you're kind of just rooting for them to be in the game the whole time at that point. VJ3 has been trending up.
I know, but the price, have you looked at the price? That's one of the first things I looked at. They went minus 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're cool.
Yeah.
Believe me, that was one of the
first things I looked at.
We catch up. I like Bridges' assist too without Hart. I think he had 4 last night. This Philly defense is suspect at best. So it's at 4.5 right now. I would love the 4.
On which one? On what was it again? I'm sorry.
Bridges assist, but so you get 4.5 over 4.5 for -104. You get 4 even for minus 230. Like making it unbettable. Not even worth doing that.
Yeah, 213 is the best I see on the 4+, and I agree. Like, it's not worth the juice there.
Nope.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you're right. I think I'd just run the 4.5 if you really liked it. I don't hate the 4.5. Look at it without Hart. I mean, it's green.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of lean that way.
I didn't look at Embiid's assist. Let me go look at Embiid's assist.
Embiid's assist is a look too.
Juicy 3.5. We don't need this without Hart nonsense. Head-to-head numbers are really green. He had 5 in the matchup this season in just 26 minutes. You know what? I don't know what the Knicks defense will look like today. I might have to just chill off of that look. I don't know who's playing, so I don't know how they'll defend him. If they don't have an answer, unless they just throw 2 on him off rip. That might be a live play, bro. You might have to wait and see how they defend him. What about Brunson? 29.5 feel a little too high for you? What are your thoughts? Feels a little too high for me.
It does not feel too high for me at all.
You like the over?
If I don't like it to the point where I'm betting it, but I'm not taking the under either.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I mean, if we've seen it in these games against these teams, just do Brunson, Maxey, Embiid, 30 each, and you got yourself like a 10-1. And
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
You're not asking for so much as much as like production. You know they're going to get their shots up if they play their minutes, and you're just rooting for a competitive game at that point.
Yeah.
And it's Saturday night in the Garden between division rivals. Kind of the opportunity for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I said 29.5 feels too high for me, but I'm not betting the under. You know, I could easily see 35, 40 tonight. You know, I think you're more likely to see 35 than 25, honestly. But I really think he falls somewhere like 27, 28, 29 points, just under 30 tonight, if I had to guess. Any other looks you wanted to talk about in this game? I gave out 2 officials. I do have some other leans, but nothing other than that. Could you talk through your leans and plays?
Just with Khan, I like his over points today. Just kind of running through because I got to run out pretty soon.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to run out. We get the kids with me.
Yeah, I took Khan's over as well, so we're on the same page there.
Khan there, and then I'm waiting on news in the Atlanta game. Let's see as I scroll down the board right here. If anything else does come out to me. Amen Thompson over his rebounds. I like that one. And then Kawhi, I'm going to bet his threes because he keeps taking them.
2.5.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. What was your thoughts on Amon? Was it points, RAs?
Just rebounds.
Just rebounds. Points and rebounds look very green. Yeah, and there's still some good. I actually might run that at some of these slower moving books. Not mad at a PR look at 23.5 either. Yeah, I like the Amon stuff a lot. Kawhi, I actually looked at his points over, so I feel you there as well, man. Yeah, no, I like. We're looking at a lot of the same stuff today. Like I said, already ran con. We talked about the triple double looks that we both kind of agreed on there. So yeah, we're on a lot of the same stuff.
The Kawhi stuff is obviously the matchup against Boston too.
Right.
Do we know if Zubac's playing tonight? I haven't even gotten that far tonight.
No, Zoo's still out. I'm 99% sure.
I'm 1% sure he's available.
Oh, he's not on the. Okay, my fault. No, you might be right. He's not on the injury report. I thought he was similar. I thought he had about 7 more days on the injury report.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see available. I don't know if he actually does play because available is different than probable.
Yeah,
it's a very curious listing.
What do you think his minutes would be then? That's interesting.
Against this team? If you want to run him, I think you run him the full game because you can win the game with him quite handily. He changes the entire game for the matchup against the Celtics.
If this were a healthy Zubac, like if I knew he were healthy and this were the number,
yeah,
I would put like 2.5 units on this. And that
I would take a 20-12 game from him.
That also tells me he's at least limited, right? Would you think like 28 as a ceiling?
The 9.5 rebounds tells me that he's not. He's going to be reduced in maybe like 5 to 6 minutes. Because that line should be like 11.5.
Yeah. We're on the same page there. And I would put his points at like 14.5 full go.
10.5 is wild.
Okay, so let's go 30. Damn, he's still kind of crushing that with a 30-minute ceiling.
I don't know if he plays 30 minutes.
I know. That's like a real ceiling. 26 is probably like.
So even with that, I still love Kawhi.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I didn't realize he was back. That changes a lot of my thoughts here. All right, well, yeah, that's your stuff. I'm gonna get back to going. I know you wanted to drop everything before you had to get through it, so I'll talk about Zoo more. Good looks there. I thought Zoo was still out, so him being in will change my thoughts in that game.
Yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Sorry for being in and out so quick today, but I'll post on the timeline when I do drop the parlay for today. Try to go back to back for the Twitter gang.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you tapping in, man.
Talk to you
later, man. Jeremy, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like and the retweet, brother. Everything I have played is down here at the bottom. Doesn't mean I've necessarily gone through each thing. M. Knight, appreciate you tapping in as well, brother. Appreciate the like and the retweet. We're moving on to the Portland versus San Antonio game. I don't think I have anything out. No. Is San Antonio? Yeah, they are on a back-to-back. And Wemby did not play, correct? Yeah, Wemby did not play. They are on a back-to-back. I think he plays somewhere in the realm of this tonight. Robert Williams is a game-time decision. Wemby just now listed out. I'm going to go try to bet Castle PAs over. Probably going to lock, but I'm trying. I will not count this against my record, but I do need to go bet it. So you can either bet it or hang out. Do what you need to do. I'm not releasing this against my record because this is going to move, and I don't think that's fair. Oh, Lord, it's still open. Got to be quick. I don't think this was fully baked into the line. Oh, they just pulled it. Oh. I missed it. I missed it. What's it doing to the side and total? Because it's still open. I think it actually makes it go up. All right. I've got nothing. Damn, I missed it. All right. Let's move on from this game because everything's going to close and then reopen. We'll have to come back to it. Charlotte versus Chicago. Nikola Vucevic under 9.5 rebounds. I paid minus 140 at MGM, and I played it for just one unit instead of to win one unit, mostly due to the price, but I do really like the under 9.5 rebounds a lot. I'm really hoping Kalkbrenner and Diabate both play, but we played Giannis under 10.5 in this same matchup and cashed. Pretty confident we can get a Vucevic under 9.5. Trey Jones, glad I did not bet on this man last night. I almost bet his PAs, and he stunk the bed. So shout-outs to us for staying off of that. LaMelo banned, never to be played again until Charles Lee is fired. I will pop champagne the day that man, or the day LaMelo's banned, the day LaMelo's traded, because it's so sad we cannot bet on a player like this because his coach is a idiot. Actually, I don't think he plays today, to be honest, because it's a back-to-back. I ran Con Kneppel over 18.5 points. You'll see that down there at the bottom. I played it at 125, 128 at FanDuel, 128 at Caesars. Still a lot of outs available. I really don't think I need to go into this more. Con Kneppel over his points. Threes are fine as well, but I like the points over. Specifically, again, I like Sexton tonight. I don't think if LaMelo plays, he plays more than 25 minutes. Because it's the back-to-back, they were cautious with him last game. Actually, low-key. One second here. It did move that total down. I don't know if I agree with that. One second here. We are shopping Collins Sexton points. All right, it's not open at most books yet, and it's because they're scared until they get some LaMelo news. Okay, DraftKings is back open at 237. That really didn't move a lot, which is what I think should have happened. I lean over Colin Sexton's points. I'll probably add more to this game after I get some more news. I know Buzele's played really good last night, right? I think he banged on somebody's head. Yeah, I think he dunked on somebody's head last night. Paolo, maybe? Jalen Suggs, actually, I think who it was. I've not had luck betting him today. I'm cool off of that. I think there's a possibility this happens. Lean over Miles Bridges as well, but I'm already on Con Kneppel. On the under rebounds for Vucevic. That's all I got in this one. Moving on. Pardon me. Houston versus Dallas. I think this is the worst spread on the board. No. Utah versus Golden State, obviously, yeah. But this is an 8.5 point spread. This is one of the higher spreads today. Let's look at the injury news. Adams' game time decision is all we're really seeing. Both teams coming off of 1 day's rest. Okay. Did Anthony Davis play in that game? He obviously dominated it. Curious if AD played in that game. I think he did, and he played quite well himself. 12-6. No, they've played twice, and neither of them, they never head-to-head. Oh, it's not a new system play. That's been a system play. Yeah, there's been a system play. That's just kind of the go-to. You look at it every morning and see if the price is right. For sure. I actually lean no opinion, actually. I have no opinion on Sengun here. I do kind of like the Reed Shepherd. Reed Shepherd points. Yeah, they're fourth from above the break. First, there's catch and shoot. Is that enough to keep me off? I don't know. Lean over Reed Shepherd, 11.5. Not quite an official play yet, but I do lean over Reed Shepherd's points in this one. What's PJ's boards? It's under this line in 3 straight. Not touching it at the current price. Not touching it at the current price. Cooper Flagg in this matchup. 2 matchups, 12 and 19. Well, his defensive I'm sure Amon guarded him, right? Like, that's tough. It's one of the best matchups for him. Actually, really might like a PRA under for Flagg. Moneybag Tone, appreciate you tapping in, bro. Appreciate you tapping in. Yes, sir. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the retweets. Appreciate you tapping in. I might be on a Flagg under. And I like this rookie. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on him, but defense versus PRA, they are number 1 to his position. He's scoring most of his points in the restricted area or versus spot up, and they are both like great at each. Yeah, don't call me a hater, but I got to run this under 30.5. Don't call me a hater. I got to run the Cooper Flagg under 30.5. I got a 121 at DraftKings. We're going to shop. 120 at DraftKings. There's a 118 at MGM if you want to play it there. 120 also at Hard Rock. Let me get this out. Houston allows the fewest PRA to small forwards overall this season. Flagg is under in each of the previous matchups and in all right, yeah, I got it in, got it out. Waiting for it to update. Cooper Flagg under 30.5 PRAs. Cooper Flagg points, rebounds, assists under 30.5 post. All right, let's talk about Clay and AD and KD. We got a lot of stars to talk about, or stars / former stars. In the 2 matchups this year, Clay had just 5 in each, failed to make a 3 in either. Points line is 8.5 today. There's nothing telling me to bet on Clay Thompson today. Absolutely nothing for me to bet on Clay Thompson today. This game was without Alperen and Sengun. There was no Sengun in this game. He's been super efficient recently. Field goal attempts have been a little better. I'm not fading KD today. Yes, sir. Ran that under. 100% ran that under. Appreciate you tapping in. Najee points. You can't talk about Dallas and not talk about Najee. I think he struggled in his last game though. Najee Marshall. Yeah, he had just 9 in that last game, but we're getting a 10.5 line. He also only played 22 minutes in what I think was a fairly competitive game. I lean over, man, but the minutes falling off is really what worries me. And Amon, I don't really want to be on today because he's going to have a big defensive responsibility with Cooper Flagg. Like, that rookie is not your average rookie. He's played incredibly well recently. So has Amon. I think this number partially reflects like what his defensive responsibilities are going to be tonight. Cooper Flagg, I would not call a foul baiter, but it does put Amon in the higher possibility of getting into some foul trouble tonight. Actually, I'm curious. He had 4 in the second, but only 2 in that first. Not bad. I wonder how early those came. 3 of them in the first half, only 1 in the second. Interesting. Yep, those are my thoughts with this game. Outside of that, nothing official. Let's keep it moving. Trying to get in and out. I still got 2 football games to talk about today. Utah versus Golden State. This one's easy. I don't have anything. Don't ask me. Boston versus the Clippers. Okay, so Zoo is back. I know he's in limited minutes. I don't know. I don't know shit, to be honest with you. I didn't know he was playing today, so I don't know anything. My thoughts, especially based off the lines, is he's playing like 28 minutes, 25 to 28. They've been hanging around 8th all season. Just about the time I bet this, he pops off a triple-double. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that. As soon as I bet his under assist, he's going to have a triple-double. I do like it, though. I only make it 6.77. With Zoo, I mean, but the Zoo actually with the assists. I make this 9.8. This is even better. Did Kawhi play in this game? I think he did, but I can't remember. He did not. See, I don't know what the hell I want to do with this game. I think I do want to bet this over, though. Jalen Brunson ain't better than me. There were 28.5s this morning, too. I was really interested in that line. Looks like only 3 left. Who knows what Rivers is because they're showing us this line, which by their calculations would be the highest EV. I would say keep an eye out on the timeline for this game. That's an hour. Let's get to the NFL. Yeah, that's right at an hour. Let's get to the NFL. This is a thought experiment for me. Let's get to the NFL. Carolina versus Tampa Bay. I'm pretty sure there's playoff implications. If there is, there's a lot going on with this game. And I just clicked the wrong thing. I don't have time for this, Matty Ice. So appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like, bro. Yeah, we're moving on to the NFL now. Oh, hold on. NBA underdog. What do we got? Luke Kennard is out for Atlanta. KCP out. Trey out. So our Jalen Johnson triple-double looks great. I should have fucking bet Onyeka Okongwu. That should make that total go up, in my opinion. That should make that total go up. Sorry. Bear with me. I bet for a living first, do this stuff on the side. I got to monitor some stuff. So I appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you for watching the show. I got to watch something on this Dallas-Houston total. I would go get the Dallas-Houston under in a bet slip right now. Also, the Clippers total is coming up for anyone betting totals. What the fuck? Atlanta our FanDuel reopened at 2:33. Everybody get a sports book open. Besides FanDuel. They're going to be sharper than anything else domestic, at least. Unless you have a Circa. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Again, this is special Trey out. Let's revisit. Yes. Appreciate all y'all for staying with me here. Dyson Daniels rebounds and assists over if you can get it is good. Onyeka Okongwu threes is good. There's a lot going on here. So appreciate you guys for tapping in with me. I got to do some betting stuff here. Oh my gosh, hold on. I got a big one. If you have Hard Rock and you're not nuking this under, you hate money. If you have Hard Rock and you're not nuking this under, you hate money. If you have Hard Rock and you're not nuking this under, you hate money. All right, I appreciate you guys for bearing with me through that. Thank you guys. That was obviously a big thing. So I appreciate you guys for bearing with me there. All right, we are on to the NFL now. We'll let player props reopen. And if you guys have questions, we can go through them as they come there. First, let's start with passing yards. Baker Mayfield over 220.5, but I did see some discrepancy in the market, 218s, 222s. So whether you're leaning over or under there, there's definitely some diversity in the market in terms of what's available to you. This is the second matchup. He only had 145 in the matchup earlier this year. The spread, I think, is 3.5, but don't quote me. There's a lot of games. 3.5, 2.5 even. So even the spread there's 2.5s and 3.5s in the market for minus 125 or so. So market's definitely expecting a close game. Tampa Bay is a 3-point favorite at home. This game starts at 4:30 today. I don't have any opinions here. Did he throw an interception? He did. Minus 140 is the best price. I do like Baker to throw an interception tonight at minus 140. I would lean over there. You know what? I might run this under right now. I'm going to run Baker's under attempts. Let's go do some shopping. I think I'm going to run Baker under his attempts. Let's go do some shopping. Sorry, odd screen's taking a second to load up. A little bit of a weird episode today, y'all, but we had injury news, and I appreciate y'all for dealing with me. Hopefully the reason you listen is because you learn. And when injury news like that happens, you got to just stop what you're doing and get what you can get. All right, well, my odd screen's not working for fuck, so I'm going to go to DraftKings, and if that minus 115 is there, or 16, my apologies, we just run it there and keep it moving. Now it wants to work. As soon as I give up, it works. 116 at DK is the best price I see, so we're cool. Let's keep it moving. I'm running this under right now. Let me just add this to the banner now. I'm going to give you guys like a little NBA window and then NFL window. Yeah, first play for tonight's game is going to be Baker under his PAs. No Javon Sanders. I think Mitchell Evans or Tommy Tremble are worth a sprinkle on anytime touchdown. Not mad at that. SOS, good looks. Is Hard Rock there as well? Because I am so kicked out of Bet365. It's not funny. Took him for, some bands, whatever. I'm so kicked out that after I got kicked out, I went to a different state, signed my wife up for an account, and they kicked her out before she could deposit. So, yeah, that's what happens when you win. No, they're not. Although MGM, Lord have mercy. Yeah, go to MGM. Go to MGM. Hold on. I'm going to pay my little penalty and cash out. Go to MGM. Shout outs to my guy. Who was this? Sos? Shout outs to my guy, Sos. Hold on. Let me just pay my little penalty, cash out, and we are chilling, bro. Shout outs to my guy. Shout outs to my guy. King Cabano, appreciate you tapping in. Took them for some bands. Yeah. Man, they were good to me in Jersey. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That was a fun time. All right, moving on to rushing yards. Rico Dowdle, 54.5. He's like a TD away. Listen, I am not your guy for incentives. So, like, if you're here looking for incentive stuff, I don't have that. And I'm not gonna say that it's useful or not useful. I think some of them are and some of them aren't. And so you got to like pick your spots with them. Like, I think Rico's a good example, and I could be wrong. I think he needs like 10 yards to hit a half a milli and a touchdown to get like a quarter milli. And I could be wrong. He's definitely going to get his 10 yards today. You know what I mean? And if they're on the goal line and they're winning, they probably give him the tug for a tud. That being said, like, not every single one of these is going to cash. And the books are going to elevate their expectations on a line because of that. So there may actually be value on the unders. And again, I'm not telling you to blindly bet them unders. Yes, got to run the keel back. As I said earlier, at 20 plus, run that shit. So I'm not here to tell you to bet on them. I'm not here to tell you to bet against them. I'm just telling you to like look at each one individually, look at the game individually, and there's going to be value in some and not value in others. That being said, I think Rico get a ton. That being said, you know what I mean? Let's go. My fault. I was supposed to go through the rushing yards first. Am I crazy for liking Bucky Irving over his rush yards today? Hold on, let me do my numbers here. I got to get the NFL refreshed. Give me a second. Any favorite TD for today? Low key, it might be Rico, especially because I saw some pluses out there for the boy. Low key, it might be, but I do like Bucky too. I would probably be between those two. Yeah, I'd probably be between those two. Yeah, because CMC, you're paying a crazy price. I mean, not crazy compared to his production, but it's minus 150. Auto Kittle, maybe too. That second game is going to be a lot more fun for props than this first one. Let's keep it a buck, which is hilarious. It's the Bucks. I think Baker's rushing yards might be a decent look too. Let me go see where they rank in terms of zone coverage, which every quarterback's a little different. Yeah, I mean, you guys can see it here. 39-19, 27-42, 0, 49 versus Carolina. How many attempts did he have in that game? He had 4, which they do allow a lot of long rushes. Like, that's not necessarily an outlier for them. I like his rushing yards total a little bit more than his longest rush. I think we easily could get 2 or 3 10s, 8s, even like 3s, Yeah, I do like the rushing yards here for Baker, I like the rushing yards for Baker and Bucky. Lean over both. There's a free trial below the YouTube to get any late ads from the Discord. Click on the free trial and also I will say shout outs to my peoples. Sosa Picks and Fast Money Prop are going live at 3. I will be tapping in with them as well. So, I mean, y'all are going to get plenty. I think they're mostly doing football. I think they're mostly doing football. So I will be back there dropping some more plays in the NFL. You said McMillan, Chalk? Jalen McMillan? Coming off of a 114-yard game. He only had 15 in the matchup. What were his targets? He only had 3, 9 targets last week. They were healthy last week too, right? Like Mbuka and old Chalk's back. He's got something for us. What's good, bro?
I had to come back. I was tripping on Jalen McMillan. I'm sorry. I was looking at it. And he hasn't scored since Godwin and Ibuka and Evans have all been playing.
But they all played last week, right?
Yeah, I think he went for about 14, but he didn't get a touchdown. This is a little bit different because it's a playoff game. The one that did stick out to me when I was looking at you're going through the receiving markets. I pull it up again. It's Chris Godwin's over 3.5 receptions.
Oh, wow. 5 in the last matchup versus Carolina. Interesting. Actually, I might run this over 3.5 receptions.
Yeah, he's fully healthy now, or as healthy as he gets, and has become that reliable slot receiver. Once again, with Emeka kind of being invincible, with Evans and Godwin both back. Evans is kind of on, I don't know, snap count, but he plays like very sporadically throughout the game. He'll come off and come back on, come off, come back on. So they're trying to keep him healthy. And I think Godwin is kind of on that same trajectory, but more of a reliable short yardage target, which is very valuable to have in these playoff type games.
You made an interesting comment there. Is it win and you're in for these two teams? When you said it's a playoff game, basically, is it win and you're in here?
I think the team that wins this game is the division winner. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right. I was wanting some confirmation because I know like the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, if that game ties, Pittsburgh gets in, but if whichever team wins gets in, basically.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the exact scenario, but I know neither team is eliminated. So I would imagine that this is the win and you're in without any other scenarios needed.
So Cameron is saying if the Bucks win, they're also going to need the Saints to beat the Falcons. Okay, but Carolina win and you're in. So both teams need to win, and this game's Saturday. So obviously they're going to do their part and then hope the best comes for Sunday. So yeah, obviously a playoff game here. For each of these teams, I really like the Godwin's receptions at 3.5, bro. Like I actually do really like that.
Yeah, I might just put 2 units on that and just call it on this particular game.
Yeah, I feel it. I'm actually going to move on from this game as well. Only thing I'm going to have officially is Baker's attempts under 32.5, but I do lean over Bucky Irving's rushing yards. I don't know what your thoughts were there. They're 59.5 if you haven't looked. They're right under 60. I think he had 81 in the last matchup versus these two teams.
Yeah, the last matchup is interesting too. They've been incorporating Rachaad White as kind of like part of the three-headed monster, and Sean Tucker is around the goal line. So I really hate betting on a guy knowing that he's just playing inside the 20s, which seemed to be Bucky's role. So it really shortens the field. Like on a full drive, he's maxing out if he gets as many rushing yards as possible, taking them down the field. That's 60 yards. Like he doesn't have that breakaway speed as much anymore. And I don't think his big play is kind of negated, I think. I don't love Bucky anything, really. I just think there's a lot of question marks in that backfield. I don't know. I'm not sure if his longest rush this year.
He was like 17 yards.
Like every week, it feels like he barely gets like a 20-yard rush. And I don't know what his rushing attempts are with these three guys in the lineup.
He has 132-yard rush. Everything else is sub 16.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have that big play, like explosive ability. So I don't love Bucky, but run it if that's what your gut says.
Yeah, I like Bucky and Baker's rush yards, but I didn't run either of them. I just leaned. Baker had 49 against them. He had a 20-something yard rush versus man-to-man coverage. I can remember it. So yeah, I like it. I lean it. I don't have anything official. I am moving on to Seattle versus Tampa Bay. We got Brock Purdy versus Sam Darnold. I do think JSN is like, he would need to have like a $160 today, I think, to break Calvin Johnson's record in one extra game, which kind of just makes you appreciate what Calvin Johnson did that season when you look at what JSN has done this season, and he's still like 160 yards behind the record. I think Darnold needs a $150 for a $500,000 and 3 touchdowns for a $250,000. Passing, obviously. I lean him to get 2 passing touchdowns. 3, I think you're kind of forcing the envelope there. Passing touchdowns right here. 0 in the matchup earlier this season. 2 in a matchup versus them last season. -1.5 or over 1.5 is -122. So yeah, I lean over. It's not an official play. I lean him to get 2 daughters. His passing yards line's like 250, 244.5. Looks like there is like a 239.5 at a DFS app. Lean over the yards. But again, this isn't something I like necessarily for Sam Darnold. Brock Purdy, I think they are 7-point dogs at the crib, right? Or 6-point dogs at the crib? No, I got that way backwards. They're 3-point dogs at the crib. Big difference. Yeah, I don't know about Purdy either. Let's go look. Played well at home this year. He had 277 in the last matchup versus Seattle, and they are really good pass D. Negative game script. I would lean over there. Also, CMC's receiving yards have cashed us a lot this year. We were playing a slightly less line, though. This was like, you can see this 42.5. Like, this is closer to where we were playing it, like that 40-plus number. And the books are hip. That number's gone. He had 73 in the matchup versus them this season. He had 10 targets in that game with Purdy. Man, the targets were there. This is 6+ targets, which I think is a very fair floor today. This is with Purdy. Wow. That's 40+, though. That's an alt line. The line is like 45.5. I'm not sure what the 40+ is, but I would be interested in a CMC 40+ receiving yards. What's his rushing yards line at today? 65.5. He had 69 in the last matchup. I would love like 100 rushing receiving too. You're probably playing like minus 250 there, but as a lay piece, I like that. Do we just take JSN and forget it? He had 124 in the last matchup, 12, 13, 9, 10, or his, like, he's not having less than 9 targets tonight. $124 in the last matchup, 96.5 is available at FanDuel. Let me go see what I make this line. I make it 124 yards. What's his season average with 9 or more targets? 118. He had 124 exactly in the last matchup. Interesting. That's actually very interesting. $95.5 at Rivers, 6.5 at Caesars and FanDuel, 6.5 at Fliff, 95.5 at Prize Picks and Fanatics as well. You've got a 97 at DK. That's about the worst it gets. No, MGM is at 98. 95 at Rivers or 96 at FanDuel. I do really like each of those lines. I think I'm running this, y'all. I think I'm running this. Let me go to FanDuel first. Receiving props. I'm in the wrong game. My apologies. Seattle versus San Francisco. Receiving props. Receiving yards over under. JSN 96.5 minus 112. I think he's going for 100 today. Bet it at FanDuel. I'm going. You can bet it at Rivers at 118 for 6 cents more as well. All right, got that out. Let me add that to the banner. I'm going to open it up to y'all. Any requests you want me to go through? And then I'm going to call it. I'll be on the Calling Our Shots show in a little bit to go over more of my NFL plays.
I'm going to jump in real quick. I like Ricky, Slick Rick, Pretty Ricky, whatever you want to call him. Ricky Purcell from the Niners over 42.5 receiving yards. I like that play. I was also looking at Christian McCaffrey's over 18.5 rushing attempts, but I know how important George Kittle is to the run game. So if they do run play action, I think that he might have an opportunity for a big play. And I have his targets at like 5 tops. Just to put that out there.
You put the ceiling at 5? Because he had 7 and 8 in the prior 2.
Yeah, I think it ceilings at 5. The last 2, we know how crazy that Chicago game is. I don't think it's gonna be that high scoring, and I know they're not playing the Chicago defense, So I don't think they're going to have as many opportunities. And it's gonna, again, we're looking at a de facto playoff game, right? So teams like to shorten the games a little bit and play, more methodical offense. We're not going to see Brock Purdy rush for another 2 touchdowns. It's not going to get, that. It's not going to be that type of game. We're not looking at Chiefs Rams from a couple years ago. This over-under set at the number because they expect that kind of 25, 24, 21 game. And I think that Ricky's target's going to drop off a little bit, but I think that he might thrive in a play action. They have underneath receivers in CMC and Kittle if they do run a pass set, so that they do require a lot of attention. He might get a one-on-one matchup. If you like his longest reception over 19.5, I wouldn't blame you there. But I think 42.5 is a good look for receiving yards.
So I'm looking into that. I kind of like it myself. He's got an average depth of target of about 14 yards. And I forget what Seattle. So they play super heavy zone at 77%. Very split on the 1 high, 2 high stuff. A lot of cover 3. Okay, I do like Pearsall here. I was going to say receptions, but actually, I think you're right. The yards at 42.5 is the look if you play it. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that and Godwin. I do like both of those a lot. Anything else you want to get off? If not, bro, we're going to get in and out of here. Hour and a half, hour for the NBA, 30 for the football.
That's my only 2. I'll stick around for a minute if anybody has questions in the chat, see if I can offer some insight. But like you mentioned, I think Ricky gets a nice bump in yak opportunity, yards after catch with the zone. If he does find a soft spot, we get another like 4 or 5 yards on each catch. His ADOT is 14, as you mentioned. The triple double lay was Jalen Johnson and Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. Triple double A was Scotty Barnes and Jalen Johnson in the Toronto game. I'm sure those odds have shifted in our favor since the Trae Young news. And I'm not seeing any other real requests here for the football. King Cabano says, yeah, I feel you, King Cabano. Very much agree with you there. Any favorite TDs, bro? Like, honestly, probably Rico, but I don't love it. Yeah, Null 20+, definitely. Check in with the Calling Our Shots show. Any late ads to the Atlanta game will be there. Yeah, I think we got through it. Chalk, I appreciate you tapping in. If y'all aren't following Chalk, make sure you're giving him a like on Twitter, a follow on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. What is it, at Chalk Exchange?
At Chalk Exchange.
Yep, make sure y'all are giving him a like. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. If you're watching on YouTube, man, drop a like before you leave. If you're watching on X, drop a like, drop a retweet. Help me grow the brand. Help me grow the page. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Best of luck tonight. Chalk, you got anything?
Nope. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Best of luck tonight. Catch y'all tomorrow. Until then, man.